Okay. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling good this morning, baby. Hope you're feeling exceptional. Hope you're feeling incredible. You know what I mean? This is another edition of Good Morning Millionaire. Um, since you're here on time or since you're watching a replay, I just want to repeat a really good one that I'm not sure a lot of you caught. I'm not sure a lot of you are using it, but what most of your people need is just a good opening sentence. Sometimes they say like, well, when should I start training? Oh, don't let me not let my, and I'm talking to home-based business owners right now. Sometimes you kicking in somebody and they like, oh, well, I don't know when to start training them. I don't know. Man, it don't take a lot. Just give them an opening sentence. Just give them some kind of sentence they could say. Yeah, good morning, good morning. Like, what if you're kicking it with one of your coworkers? Hey, Gwendolyn in the house, Allie's in the building. What up, Dennis? Let's go, D Money. My man David Ruffin's in the house. Let's go. P.O. I was wondering when you was gonna make it in, King. Uh I believe that means we are worldwide right now. P.O., where you from? David, where you from? D Money, where you from? Everybody let them know what city you tuning in from. What kind of business do you have? How does it help people? We want to know. Check it out. Since you guys are here a little bit early, here's a line that everybody should write. Write this in the comments. Then we should talk. Then we should talk. Write that in the comments. Then we should talk. Then we should talk. Maybe you're talking to your coworker, maybe you're talking to a buddy of yours, and you use the principle of conversation and get them complaining a little bit, right? You get them complaining, and they start talking about how, like, yeah, I'm overworked and underpaid. Who ain't, right? Who don't feel that way? I tell you who, entrepreneurs. That's who, because you're doing something you love, so it never really feels like you're working. Even though you're working nonstop, it's like you're never working, right? Like, I love it. But you talking to somebody that's caught up in the rat race, and you ask them a question, right? You say, do you think things are gonna change soon? Are you gonna get a big raise? And they're gonna be like, no. And then what do you say? Then we should talk. Type that in the comments. Then we should talk. Now that right there is worth the price of admission if you're listening. What I'm about to do is put together a special group, man, that I just work with hand in hand. That's what we're going to do going into this last part of the year.
You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time.
Let's go.
We're going to bring the millionaire out. Please enter your...
Yeah. Then
Thank
we
you.
should talk.
Please announce yourself.
Let them know what city you from.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves. Entry and exit tones are off.
Yeah. Good morning, millionaires. Hope everybody's feeling good this morning. How are you feeling? I mean that really. Like, how are you feeling this morning? Like, are you feeling excited? Are you feeling a little bit dejected and demoralized? Are you exhausted and ready for the weekend so you can sit around and kick your feet up? Are you hyped up about the upcoming holiday season and this expanded need for money you're about to have? Because you got to buy all these people gifts to show them you love them. Or maybe you got to do some traveling. You got to go check in on people. Of the two, maybe that second one is the most attractive. I don't know. But how are you feeling this morning? I hope you're feeling excited. Yeah, say exhausted but excited and energetic. My man David Ruffin, yeah, you just told me that last night. He's like, man, he putting up a second billboard. Y'all better get like Mr. Ruffin. Like, it's raining here. I love the rain. That's how I feel sometimes. It depends. Sometimes I love me some rain. Sometimes the rain makes me want to kind of like get contemplative. If you're just not tuning in, this is something we just gave everybody. Then we should talk. Type that in the comments, y'all. Then we should talk, and then give me a share if that was helpful for you. If you got a teammate, if you got an upline, if you got a downline that could use that first thing we threw out there, then yo, let me see a share. Let me see a share. Lately, I've been going back through and just hollering at everybody that shared it, because that means a lot to me. It means a lot to me that you trust me enough to share me with your inner circle and let them know we in the house. Yeah, Wilmington, North Carolina checking in. Manchester from the United Kingdom is checking in. Tampa, Florida checking in. Plainfield, New Jersey. All right, y'all. Chi-Town is in the building. Let's go. Then we should talk. Then we should talk. So we're going to get into Free Coaching Friday right away. If you don't know, then where these questions come from is when you guys respond to the newsletter. If you already are subscribed to the newsletter, let me see, I'm in the comments. And if you're not, then let's get going. Go to millionaireminded.com, put your name and your email in a box, and you'll get the newsletter. Today's newsletter is going to be incredible. If I do say so myself, you'll get that about 3:30 p.m. It's designed so you can send it to any kind of entrepreneur. It always has a section on mindset. It always has a little section on heart set, and then it always has a section on skill set. The mindset being you being able to acknowledge what it is you got going on. The heart set being you nourishing it and cherishing it and being grateful for these what you got going on. And let me elaborate. When I say mindset, acknowledging what you have, I'm talking about your opportunities. I'm talking about your resources. I'm talking about your blessings. I'm talking about where grace has shown up in your life. Do you even have the mindset? Do you even have the attitude to be able to acknowledge it, to be able to see it for not an obstacle, but an opportunity? What is your mindset? So we always give you a little something to work on that. The heart set piece is about cherishing. And then the skill set piece is about making it better, nourishing that thing. So we're going to acknowledge it. We're going to cherish it, and we're going to nourish it. And, for my money, that's how you have a fulfilling life, so make sure that you enroll in the free newsletter. It comes out 3:30 p.m. every single Friday. Hey, Dr. Marilyn, I appreciate that. Dr. Marilyn said that she has secured her new business location. I love that. Yeah, we ready to come help, Queen. All right. My man D Money feels like a giant. P.O.'s like, yo, the rain makes him want to be active. Yeah, good morning. Okay, Omaha, Nebraska. Tallahassee, Florida in the house. Let's go. Okay, we got a lot of people that are in on a newsletter. How does the newsletter hit you every week? Somebody give it to me in the comments. Is the newsletter worth them subscribing to or what? All right, while they're doing that, we're going to get started because we don't have much time here. First question was, my husband brokers and sells used construction equipment. And a lot of times I'll hear him on the phone and prospects will just be rude and say, just give me your best price. Who can't relate to that that's in sales? Sometimes they don't want to listen to nothing. So she's like, how do you handle that objection? First of all, it is wild how many, couples, it'll be either the husband, and then the wife is like, whatever, or it'll be the wife and the husband's like, man, whatever, what y'all doing over there? So I love the fact that, this is a keeper. She's a keeper. She's calling in to ask the question for her husband, right? So you got to love that. So you got two options, man. You can give them the best price or don't give them the best price, right? Those are your two options. Sometimes you might want to say something like, the price is blank, but hold on, because there's a reason for that price you're going to find interesting. Somebody want to type that in the comments? Make sure you got it. That you're transferring it from your, one part of your mind to the one that'll actually use it. Why don't you type that in? The price is blank, but there's a reason for that price you're going to find interesting. So hold on just a second, give me a couple. I think you're going to like this a lot. Um, now there's a couple strategies you can also use. Strategy number one is to pretend like we didn't even really understand the question, right? You could say something like, yo, I don't have a best price. My prices are the same for everybody I talk to. I'm not some jerk who adjusts the price based on how bad you want it or how bad you need it. Everybody gets my best price, so you can pretend like you didn't quite understand what they were saying. The second strategy is you can appear to be kind of meeting their bottom line, right? So, maybe you say it more to the effect of, my best price is X, but we can break that down by removing certain pieces. Now, what does that do? That helps them get into it. That doesn't make them feel like you're patronizing them. And now they got to listen as you begin to get more specific about the details. Now they have to kind of listen in and tune in. So that's really cool. A third strategy you can use is humor. When they just try and get you to hurry up and get to the best price, you can be like, well, man, my best price is free, but my wife beats me up. So she's making me charge now. You could kick it with them like that. My wife just wants to have food in the fridge. She's crazy. I used to just give it all away, but my wife likes to eat. You could go with humor. Because see, the thing about humor is that it builds rapport. And somebody type this in the comments and give me a share. Rapport is 80% of the sale. Rapport is 80% of the sale. How many of us have had a friend that we know, like, and trust, and they're horrible, but you just buy from them anyway? Anybody ever experienced that? That's because rapport is 80% of the sale. Rapport is 80% of the sale. The fourth strategy I'll give you for that one. The fourth strategy I'll give you for that one is, you could also kind of like kick it with them, like you're getting them to be a little bit unsure about the quality of the product, right? So maybe you say stuff like, the best price? Well, I think the best price is whatever we agree is fair. So you want to kind of look at this first and make sure the price is fair. Some people use shoddy this, or some people, they cut corners in this area. Some people don't have a level of customer service. You want to make sure that people are answering the phones when you need them, et cetera, so forth, right? So, if I were you, I would pick one of these four strategies. It's up to you. It's almost like sometimes you'll give them your highest price, and then they'll be like, man, that's expensive. All that for some, whatever it is you sell, right? Help with some business credit, or all that for some, and then you can kind of kick it with them. Yeah, but let's kind of take a look at everything you get for that and make sure it's fair, right? All of these answers are designed to get them listening more, not less. Everybody with me? Everybody with me? Yeah, somebody say rapport is 80% of the sale, and then give me a share. Rapport is 80% of the sale. And then share this with an entrepreneur. I like that, P.O. I like where you went with that. Yeah, and that's exactly right. Relationships are the key to repeat business. And let me tell you something. What you need is repeat business. Think about it this way, too. Y'all remember taxi cabs? Am I dating myself? Anybody remember taxis? You still could catch taxis. There's still certain cities that are rebelling against this Uber wave, and they still got a taxi for you. Any of y'all remember taxis? Sometimes I like to say the price in the beginning because of what I call the taxi versus Uber effect. When you used to get into a taxi, you would feel this sense of anxiety. I just did it in when I was in where was I? Oh, I think I was in Las Vegas. And Las Vegas still has a really booming taxi industry. You can still catch an Uber, but as you walk out the airport, they still got a big taxi line. We don't have that in Atlanta, but in Las Vegas they have that, right? Probably because the unions are connected to the mafia, but that's a different whatever. But the point I'm making is you get in a taxi and now you're starting to wonder, how long is this going to take, dog? Like is he taking a scenic route? Is he stuck in his trap? And you just watching the meter just click up. That causes anxiety for people. What people love about Uber is that it's a set price instead of a variable price. It's a set price. So sometimes you want to accentuate that when you're talking to your prospect, like, boom, this is the price. So I just wanted to throw that out there, right? That flat pricing model has a way of relieving anxiety. People don't like it when they don't know the price. So what we did was we made the price fixed. So that way you don't have to worry. And now you have the chance to go ahead and move on to something different. You've gotten the price thing out the way, and now you can kind of move on to the important stuff. Because as you and I know, it ain't about the cost. It's about the value. Is that a fact? At the end of the day, what you and I know is that $5 is hella expensive for a pencil, but you consider it an incredible deal for a brand new Tesla, right? All right. Okay, question number 2, I guess I'll cover. Somebody was like, do you think it's possible to sponsor somebody who's not already in network marketing? I thought this was a pretty wild question. And since they wrote it, there's probably a bunch of other people that had this thought. So I take every question dead serious. But what do y'all think? Is it possible to sponsor somebody who's not already working a home-based business of some sort? What do y'all think? Is it possible? Is it possible? Yeah, for real. Yeah. What do y'all think? Is it possible to bring somebody in that doesn't really know about this stuff? Yeah. Kim is like, heck yeah. Absolutely. Right on. Yeah, good answer. Good. And that's exactly right, Hakeem. I mean, where you think we came from? We wasn't always doing this. All right. So that's that. Of course, we all started off somewhere. Every single person started off with the same amount of customers, man. 0. Absolutely 0. So yeah, absolutely, you can bring in people. What you need is a good opening line. And if you missed the incredible opening line I gave you in the first 3 minutes, make sure you watch the replay. Somebody say first 3 minutes. Go back and watch the replay, and you're going to have something beautiful. Thank you for that share, Mariana. I appreciate it, Queen. All right, question number 3 this morning. Somebody was like, why do I have a list full of contacts, but I hold myself from reaching out? Like every time, what's going on with my mind? I even see spring personalities talking to people, and you told us they're the ones that barely like to do it. So what's check it out. So that means this ain't mechanical. This is mental. Every time you're chopping it up with somebody, they're either going to have a mindset issue or it's going to be a skill set issue. This is all mental. Check it out. You got to ask yourself, are you using it's not like you're saying you're using some kind of skill or some kind of script and it's going all wrong for you. You're just saying you're having an issue getting busy. It's like some people won't do it. Some people can't do it. This is sounding like this is a won't do it issue. So how do we get our minds right? What you got to do is realize, somebody write this in the comments, service kills nervous. Service kills nervous. Somebody write that in the comments. Service kills nervous. Service kills nervous. I took that newsletter thing off. Did y'all already subscribe to the newsletter? Everybody went to millionaireminded.com, put their name in their email in there. Check it out, y'all. Service kills nervous. Most people walk into the cell and they're thinking me, and only me. Me. It sounds like an opera singer. Me, right? That's the exact way to stay broke the rest of your life. I was talking to my daughter earlier this week, and I was like, because she was getting into it with her mom. I was like, do you have any, are you using empathy for your mom? And then she was like, well, yeah, but I was like, it sounds like you're empathizing with yourself right now. That's not even a thing. Empathizing with yourself is called narcissism. You're not a narcissist, but the act of empathizing with yourself, I mean, who can't do that? That don't take no special skill. We all know how we feel. The key to being successful in this world is going to be how much you can empathize with the other person. Y'all remember them 5 laws of abundance through service I taught probably months ago? No. All right. Well, the second law that I gave you was influence, right? Influence. And how I was taught, influence is built around how much we can see you put your interest in front of ours. That's how we give you influence over our life. It's can we sense you put our needs before your own, right? On some level, maybe if you give me the gift of influence over some area of your life, it's because you say, this dude wakes up, mad early in the morning, every single morning. He's like, he don't have to do that. You know what? This dude must, care on some level, right? Well, that's how you can do it too. You have the ability to spark that same emotion in your flock, right? That same emotion in the people that you could easily serve. But that's what's causing an influence. So my whole point is that when you get into this stuff, we fear rejection. We get destroyed by lack of validation. We're so worried about what other people think about us, and it's all because we're thinking about ourselves, not them. Of course, you worry about what people think. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but at the end of the day, you can't be focused on you if what you're trying to do is build your business. You've got to be focused on the problems that you are solving. You ain't selling unless you're serving. What do they lack? What do they need? What are their issues? When we focus on other people and how we can help, it's like all our anxiety seems to melt away. What are some other questions? It all melts away. How can we help this person, right? What are the things they're going through, right? All of a sudden, we forget about our self-centered, 100% self-absorbed, mediocre focus. That's how everybody is. All that internal conversation, all that excessive mind chatter, you're going to find it starts to go away when you think about them. Somebody say it again. If you missed it, service kills nervous, and then give me a share. Service kills nervous. Service kills nervous. That seemingly small mindset shift is everything. Can somebody like this and give me a share? I need y'all's help to reset the algorithm. I need y'all's help resetting the algorithm. So if you could like this and give me a share, that would be hella cool of you. Yeah, service kills nervous. Are we interested in finding out what our prospects lack, what they need, what they want? That's why that first line I gave you in the first 3 minutes was so helpful. And again, you got to watch the replay to see this thing. So are we interested in finding out what our prospects are into, or are we just focused on ourselves? Here are a couple things. And in the newsletter at 3:30, I'm going to give you about 11 different statements that you can make when you're listening to them that'll help you create an atmosphere where they want to buy, not where you're trying to sell. We've been knew you was trying to sell something. I'm talking about this will create an atmosphere where they actually want to buy. So I'm giving you 11 different things you can say. But here are a couple questions you can ask right now, right? Some of the 11 I'm gonna give you are questions, and some of them are statements. So make sure you're there for that 3:30 p.m. newsletter when it drops. Here's a couple things you can say. You could be like, how long have you had that going on? Like they just now told you they've got credit issues, or that their business is really teetering on the edge because they need some extra money for this piece of equipment, or some extra money for this payroll, or they're just not expanding the way they could because they don't have the capital. So now you're like, man, how long have you had? How long has that been going on? Right? That's one question. Another one is, how did that start? That's another one. Another one is, how else is this showing up in your life? Right? Here's another one. What happens in 30 days if we don't fix that? Do y'all see how instead of you giving them the answer, now they're creating the answer in their mind? What you think is more powerful? When you give some, it's like an egg. if that egg, and I don't mean the eggs you got in your fridge, I'm talking about eggs like at the farm. If you crack the shell from the outside, you're gonna kill the little baby chick. You're gonna kill the little chickadee. But if the egg cracks from the inside, then you know life is beginning. Huh? So what you want to do is give them the solution. You want to give them the blessing of coming up with the solution themselves, coming up with the answer themselves. You hear me? So when you ask them something like, so what happens in 30 days if you don't fix this? Not only are you helping them come up with the solution themselves, but now you got stuff to write in your personnel file. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Here's a powerful one, because a lot of times we do more for other people than we'll do for ourselves, right? It's just a human nature kind of thing. So maybe you say, who else would it affect if you got this fixed, right? Who else in your life would be better off? Who else in your life would be better off if you decided to change this for the better? If you decided to improve in this area, who else would be better? Who else is this affecting right now? You could ask that way earlier. You know, you could go with either one of those. You could either go with who else would be much better off if you fix this, and you could also go with so who else is this problem affecting? Who else in your life is this affecting? Y'all with me? Somebody give me a share if this is making sense. Somebody give me a share if this is making sense. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Somebody was like, why do stories work so much better than presentations? Why do stories work so much better than presentations? So let me ask you that. Somebody give it to me in the comments. Why do you think stories work better than presentations? Why do you think, first of all, do you even agree with that? Why do you think stories work better with prospects than presentations, right? Why do y'all think that works that way? Anybody want to take a stab at it? Anybody want to take a stab at it? Note takers are money makers, y'all. Anybody want to take a stab at it? Well, yeah, because they forget facts. They remember stories. They forget facts. The same reason movies make you cry. Yeah. Facts tell, stories sell. Let them know, D-Money. Facts tell, stories sell. Oh, I appreciate that, King. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Facts tell, stories sell. Hey, appreciate that, Mr. Burris. Facts tell, stories sell. Somebody write that out if you believe that and give me a share. Facts tell, stories sell. That's exactly right, Dr. Marilyn. That's an advanced answer. That's an advanced answer. That's why stories are so powerful, y'all, because we naturally put ourselves in the shoes of the main character. And then as the main character solves their problems, we discover how to solve our own. That's kind of like what Dr. Marilyn said. That's really good. Yeah. So facts tell, stories sell. Check it out. Any great speaker you've ever heard, chances are all you remember is their story. You just remember the story, and that story did something to you. So now you don't remember none of them facts. You don't remember none of them statistics. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Any great speaker you ever heard, it's because you remember their story. People recognize themselves. Stories help you bypass skepticism. Is that a fact? It goes straight into the imagination, into their subconscious mind. Is that a fact? It gets them emotionally attached. Stories are just way, way better. All right, moving right along. I know you always say prospects make decisions on emotions, not facts, but how can I put more emotion into the facts in my presentation? Okay, that's a really good one. So she's saying, how can I put more emotion into the facts? Because at some point we got to talk about the facts. Well, you kind of add the emotion in with how you describe. So you don't say this is an inexpensive solution. You'd be like, yo, and you're going to love how much money you save. See how different that is? Instead of you being like, oh, this is cheap. You're going to be like, yo, you're going to love how you get to take that money and instead put it in your child's college fund. Is that beautiful? That causes emotion, and then emotion causes action. You know, emotion, energy, and motion. Is that cool, everybody? Emotion, energy, and motion. Ain't that why Einstein won the Nobel Peace Prize? Huh? He won that thing because he said E equals MC squared. Like all matter is just energy vibrating at a different speed. Like and emotion is energy and motion, right? So you can speed up your vibration, right? That's when we get excited. That, you know, one of the highest levels of vibration is gratitude. That's why we always say gratitude begins to attract things to us, because you're already an electromagnet. It's just, what are you attracting to yourself? Everybody with me? Come on now, this Free Coaching Friday, baby. I asked for it. I'm giving it to you now. You with me? You with me? All right. Last one we got time to cover today. I feel uncomfortable pitching my business to friends, Mr. Ali. What can I do? I feel uncomfortable pitching my biz. Check this out. That's just a mindset thing. Let me ask you this. You're 5 years in the, let's just say, you know, I'm talking to my new teammate and I asked him the question. I say, listen, you're 5 years into your business, you done blowed up, and now your best friend finds out you didn't even tell them. How does that feel? You didn't even give them the option. You stole their choice. How would that make you feel? Let me see it in the comments. How would it make you feel if you went off and were successful and your best friend finds out later on that you didn't even tell them about it? You didn't even give them the option. How would you feel? How would you feel? What's going to happen if your best friend finds out you didn't even give them the option, y'all? How's that going to feel? Huh? Oh, appreciate that. You the best, Miss Moore. Thank you, Queen. How would y'all feel right there? They'd be mad you disqualified them. They'd be mad, man. They'd be upset. You'd feel horrible. So save yourself from feeling horrible and kick it with your buddies. You know what I mean? Kick it with your buddies, man. When you enroll a new person in your business, I'm gonna tell you something. First thing you should do is be like, let's call your best friend. Why? Because we already got rapport built. You get into a fight, your best friend gonna be right there with you, right? I mean, this is your best friend. If you don't call them first and stop playing, or you say you got a couple best friends, you better run through that list real quick. I promise you, I done seen it where, you know, you'll sign up 7 of the first 10 people that person calls just because of the fact you were brave enough to just get started. Just get started. All right, y'all, we out of here. I hope this was helpful. Share this with an entrepreneur right now. If scale of 1 to 10, how helpful was this for you? How helpful was this for you, entrepreneur? How helpful was this for you? If this was helpful, scale of 1 to 10, go join a newsletter right now, millionaireminded.com. Okay, then. All right, it's affirmation time. We about to go get busy. It's affirmation time. Hey, Earl, Crystal, can y'all handle the affirmations this morning? Because the reason I'm here at the office is we about to jump straight into a meeting. Let me see it in the comments. Hey, Chris, Earl, can you handle the affirmations this morning for me? Earl to Pearl, crystal clear. One of y'all in the house? They're like, dang, could you give us any later notice?
Yo, I can hear you.
Okay, appreciate it, King. All right, y'all. Love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all on the newsletter tonight, 3:30 p.m. Make sure you register right now. Tell every entrepreneur you know to go get on the newsletter list. It's powerful and it's free. All right, take it away, Earl. Appreciate you, King.